right, y'all, let's get this thing cracking. What's up, y'all? Y'all know what time it is. The mic is hot. Y'all know what time it is. The mic is hot. Hey, hey, how y'all doing? Hey, hey, get into it. Hey, hey, I love y'all. Hey, hey. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Mic is Hot Instagram Live podcast show. Y'all know how we do every Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Western Time. Waiting on my other host to join the show. Just to let you guys know, Michael will be either really late or he might not make it this episode this time, y'all. He is actually currently transitioning from the West Coast to the East Coast. So we will soon, well, me, Michael, and Kenyatta will all be on one coast. Our boy Orlando will still be on the West Coast. Shout out to Orlando. I don't know where he at. I'm just waiting on everybody to come back in. We got a good show for you guys tonight. I'm going to start running down the topics because I don't know where everybody is. So I know you guys have been seeing everything that's been going on the internet. It's been going crazy, especially with Kanye. And I have to say, last episode, y'all had me a little hot. Y'all had me a little hot with Kanye. Okay, here we go. I see my host coming in here. There you are. All right, we got our boy Orlando joining the show, and of course, Kenyatta. Hey!
What's up?
What's going on?
Not much.
How are you feeling?
You said, how am I feeling?
Yes, hey Orlando, what's going on?
What's good? How y'all doing?
We doing good. How are you?
Good. Glad to be back.
Glad to see you. Oh no, Kenyatta, we lost you again. He'll be back. I think he's having some techie issues. Yeah. Hey, Charmaine. Hey, everybody.
Hey, what's going on?
How are you feeling, Orlando? How's Cali?
Good. Cali's getting the heat's starting to come down now.
Oh,
so
that's good.
Great. I love it.
Good. I bet. Yeah, especially because it doesn't get real cold in California.
60.
Yes.
50.
Those are the good old days. Virginia is going to get cold here in a minute.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it gets cold here. It can get down to like the 30s.
That's hot.
40s, yes.
Oh, no, don't tell me that.
Ridiculous.
That's
I'm glad you was able to join us tonight on the show. Yes. And I'll start reaching out to you like a few days before we do the show to see if we'll be able to be on. Then I'll give you the topics and all that good stuff.
Yeah, I'm there for sure. I'm down.
Okay, sounds good. I don't know where Ken went, but I'm gonna go ahead and I wanted to let y'all know, since Michael is he probably won't be on the show tonight. If he does pop in, it'll be really late. He might just pop in to say hey, but if not, there will be an open slot. So if anybody wants to call in on the topics we're going to discuss tonight, it's going to be very light-hearted tonight, except for when we jump into this Kanye rant that's been Kanye all over, yo. It's getting crazy. I'm like, okay, I know, like he's been trending and we've been seeing it, but damn, this nigga's taking over like the internet, social media, the news.
He knows what he's doing.
Yeah, he knows what he's doing. Like, I'm like, yo, bro, this is crazy. More people are talking about Kanye West than like the voting stuff and like maybe real shit that's probably going on with the war. I haven't even heard anything really about, not too much specifics about what's going on with the war. It's like they're trying to, I don't know. There's too much Kanye. Too much Kanye. All right, I was waiting on Kim to come back in. Huh?
Yeah, Kanye's coming out. He's bringing it all in, huh? He's bringing it all in.
Yes. Hey, boo.
What's happening, Kim?
I don't know. I'm trying to figure that out myself.
What is going
I
on?
said you was having tech difficulties. It's okay. It happens.
You know.
I was just saying, asking this. I was telling Orlando how this Kanye West thing is just going. It just went, didn't it, Kenyatta?
And I told you it would.
You really did, though. You really did. I didn't think it was going to be like. I mean, all over social media, all over Instagram, all over everything. Just I'm like,
Everything.
yo. Yeah. So.
Because when you have such a huge platform with as important of a person as you are, right?
Right.
Not the things that Kanye could have done with his words,
Right.
But he chose to use his words for something that ain't him.
Whatever. Right. Whatever he trying to do.
A lot of people.
Yeah, and now he went back and apologized and said I was going to.
After not doubling down, tripling down on 3 different networks, 4 different web series, like, are you kidding me now? Now people say I ain't that shit.
Yeah, he was like he's sorry to anybody he offended, but he did go in and say like he does feel like he is Black people are the real Hebrews and the real descendant Jews, which that's a whole nother conversation. Because I mean, you know, but the offensive part is what stuck. So now he's trying to say he's sorry for offending anybody, but you know that's how that goes. They always come out and say they're sorry afterwards.
Right.
So
and it's also how you say you're sorry.
Right.
Like,
I mean,
I'm sorry if I offended you.
Right.
That's not saying
I'm sorry I lost the $2 billion.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Right.
I'm sorry if what I said hurts you. I'm sorry. You couldn't handle it.
Right.
No, that's not an apology.
That's a PR apology. So listen, Kanye. Yay, I'm sorry. Yay. Sorry. Yay.
You gotta take it out that fourth list.
Nay.
He did. Okay, so I just saw, we're going to get into it. But I just want to say this real quick. I just saw this person painted over a mural of his in Chicago. They completely blacked him out.
I mean,
I reposted it in the story. I said, damn, y'all big man, ain't you?
Yeah.
Pull up.
But who did that?
We ain't talking with you no more. You've been talking all that rah-rah shit.
All that shit.
Come talking out your mouth.
We wiping your murals out, nigga.
Right.
Yo.
Bust it out.
I'm telling you, that shit is getting crazy. Okay, so before we let me go ahead and run down the topics for tonight. I was telling Orlando it's going to be a light-hearted, light-felt show tonight. Nothing real too intense until we get into this Kanye conversation. So a topic, the first topic that we're gonna jump right into relationship topics this time because there was a topic I had been wanting to talk about for like the last 2 shows. But it is a relationship topic. It's a sex topic. It's why some couples suffer from the we don't have sex anymore syndrome. Basically, couples who in the beginning have frequent sex, then changes through the longevity of the relationship due to lack of communication, emotional, and mental connection. Sex doesn't create love, it expresses love. Does this statement stand to be true? And we're going to watch a visual clip from the Real Relationship podcast because that's where I got the topic from, basically. So shout out to the Real podcast. And then there's a second part to our relationship topics tonight. This whole Tom Brady and his wife Giselle. I'm not sure how to pronounce her last name, but I'm just gonna say Giselle. How you say it?
Bunchen.
Bunchen. Okay, so Giselle Bunchen, who's a supermodel. She has recently filed for divorce due to Tom Brady not wanting to retire from football after having dedicated. I didn't know he played. Wait, is that really true? I mean, I looked it up, but 20
Tom
years?
Brady?
Yeah, he played a long time.
You have to think about what's your earliest memory of hearing Tom Brady's name?
Shit.
It's been for years, right?
2001.
Yeah, it has been a long time. Like he's like
a lot of different phases
I thought he went
type shit.
Right. I didn't know he had retired at one point and then went back in it.
Yeah,
that was this year.
I'm sorry, go ahead, Orlando.
Yeah, that was like just this past year. Like before this year started, he retired.
No wonder.
Because he just won again, right?
Yeah.
Damn, he a beast, ain't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so after having dedicated 20 years,
back to back, he's been hitting those Super Bowls.
Yeah, that's okay. So they said he achieved great milestones within playing for the NFL. The question is under the topic though is what I put here: is it selfish to ultimately choose your career or what you feel may be your purpose over your relationship or marriage? And is it a sense of pride or a sense of pride over purpose? Excuse me. And then the community topic. Of course, Kanye, yay, back in the building. Words can be, I got this from my good friend here, Kenyatta, which he told us last episode, if y'all watched, words can be problematic or strategic. Kanye, or Ye, since he's changing his name, has the internet news and social media trending off of the comments he has made about the Jews and corporations. Since these bold statements, Kanye has lost billionaire title and has been dropped from major deals such as Adidas, Balenciaga, the Forbes list. They spray paint his murals and shit in Chicago. The list goes on. The list goes on and on. People are saying that he's a genius with his ways of maneuvering business and exposing control behind Jewish-owned businesses. So we're just going to go into this whole open discussion on that. Sidebar topic, if we still have a little extra time. I saw this today and I thought this was really interesting. Is it factual that women lie about not needing a man, even though they push the rhetoric of marriage and commitment? And what's the true purpose / meaning of why women want to be married? So we're going to go ahead and jump right on into it. We're going to start with the first topic.
Not to drop that and just be like, okay, let's go back. Let's go all the way back.
I know that's going to be a good one. Okay, so the first topic, let's talk about sex, which is why some couples suffer from the we don't have sex anymore syndrome. Basically, couples who in the beginning have frequent sex and it changes throughout the longevity of the relationship due to lack of communication, emotional, and mental connection, which to me registers that stuff has to come into play if you want to have a good sexual bond and connection with your partner. Sex doesn't create love. Sex doesn't create love. It expresses love.
Say it again. What was that? What was that? Open up to page 45.
Everybody say it with me. Sex doesn't create love.
What is it, congregation? Congregation?
Sex don't create love. Sex don't create love. Start thinking. Sex don't create love.
One more time for the people in the back.
Yeah.
But yes, so sex doesn't create love, it expresses love, which a lot of people get that misconstrued. So does this statement stand to be true? I'm going to go ahead and show the clip before we go ahead into our discussion. Give me one moment. Okay, here we go.
We have so much sex when we first met,
Hold on,
but we went through a lot of trauma in our relationship. We just wasn't connecting on Asa used to get it. And like we used to have so much sex when we first met, but we went through a lot of trauma in our relationship. We just wasn't connecting.
I know you're gonna go in
on an emotional level, and it really impacted us so much. And I know a lot of people out there may have been going through the same thing where you feel like that physical connection with your partner is gone and you're wondering why or how you can get it back. Like you got to be able to connect on that emotional and mental level. You have to be able to communicate better. Because what you have to understand is that sex doesn't create love. Sex expresses love. So if you are in a relationship where you don't feel heard, how can you truly express your love through that intimate moment of sex? It's impossible. That's when it becomes transactional, where you're not trying to connect with your partner. You're not trying to allow your bodies to communicate, but you're just trying to get a nut off.
Right.
And that's not how sex should be, especially in a marriage. It should be a time where you're intimate with your partner, where your bodies are connecting, where your minds are connecting, right? Or y'all just connecting on a whole different type of level, a spiritual level. And when you're missing that effective communication from your relationship, it's going to impact the physical part of it.
That's shout out to Real REAL Relationships podcast. So if you guys want to check them out, but they are on Instagram and they're also on Facebook. I'm pretty sure they have a YouTube channel. So shouts out to them. And I got the topic from that clip that I actually came across on Facebook. So I just want to get everybody's perspective. You guys in the chat can go ahead and dive right on in. But basically, sex doesn't create love, it expresses love. And does this statement stand to be true? And with lack of communication and emotional and mental connection, does that typically make it, it makes it more, it takes away from the bonding part of your partner, right?
Yes. I've always stressed that you have to create a bond before to sexual relations. I feel like a lot of people go straight for the sex immediately. You know what I mean?
Right. And that happens, especially nowadays.
Right. So the question is, due to lack of communication, emotional and mental connection, all of those things have to be created beforehand, because once you get, sex can get boring real quick.
Oh my God. Talk to him, Ken.
Real quick.
Listen, wait a minute.
So when you're not going the extra mile in that particular aspect of your life, and you haven't created anything before it to be able to push through or know that you can please, or like all of these things, just because certain things are very titillating in the beginning, but when he keep on doing the same thing over and over and over again for years, or is never expanded on, you know what I mean, then
it just gets
boring.
It gets, you know what it gets? Excuse me, I'm sorry. I feel like it gets really routine. Yeah. And I think that's why a lot of women sometimes end up not enjoying sex with their significant other. It has nothing to do with, I don't think it has anything to do with them like not loving you. I think it's literally just that the fact that it becomes like, it feels like a job. Like it doesn't feel like we're sharing this intimate moment within our relationship with each other. I'm just doing it so you can get your nut and I can get my nut, and that's it.
Yep, you're putting the wear and tear on the vehicles way too early. You know what I mean? Like you just got your license and y'all like Like
That's the honeymoon phase.
And now
Right.
you done hit some bumps and bruises. You know, like all of those
Right.
things matter. You know what I mean? Like you really have to build on that and not. I think sometimes, yeah, you go off of the lust and you just can't.
The physical,
Help
like if you're
yourself.
okay, so do you think? Okay, so do you think when you're physically attracted to somebody,
Yeah.
that kind of stimulates the whole "ooh, I would screw them" kind of thing?
Yeah, but you have to. I'm sorry, Orlando. We should be letting you go.
Yeah, go ahead,
Well,
Orlando.
I'm like, what's going on? Where is there? Like, what is going on? I'm just
No,
like,
but yeah, how do you feel about that, Orlando?
I mean, I know
Be
people
honest.
like, I know people like the relationship is lame or whatever, but then when the sex comes in, it's like, oh, at least
Everything.
there's passion. You know, they say, oh, at least we got the passion in that relationship. You know, when it comes to the sex, but everything else, I guess, just falters. So I don't know. You know, I never had a problem with that. I feel like some of some of that stuff where I started was just based on lust, and then it just grew into a relationship. You know, I don't
But
know.
I feel like you're a man,
Let me let you
Orlando,
know.
that knows how. I feel like Orlando would be very easy to talk to.
Oh, for sure. He's a communicator. If you ask
Yeah.
him, he's going to.
Yeah,
He said, yeah.
sure, yeah, I communicate real well. Yeah, yeah, you still got me.
Ladies, no, I don't know if he's taking, but
Okay, so
No, but yeah, you're right. You're right. Like,
up with us, but do you really are you really expressive and communicative in your own relationship?
in the beginning,
Not
no, not
relationship.
really. No, I'm just being honest. In the beginning, no. Like you would have to get to know me well enough
you got to be
to get to
comfortable.
that part. But
Mhm.
sex does help in the communication process. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, I'll be more open after that.
Somebody just said that from his heart. Somebody was like, yes on that.
So you're so cute. Orlando said, "Listen, I'll open up to you
Right.
once I feel comfortable
After
enough.
you open up to me.
After you open up to me, baby."
He said, I like to talk after.
Yeah. But yeah, sometimes the sex is like an icebreaker. You know what? Like I think it's like an icebreaker sometimes.
That's true. It can happen like that. This is another thing.
That the person that you just had sex with is, who are you? You be like, did you really just say that dumb shit out your mouth? Okay, it's time for you to go.
No, the worst is when y'all vibing and then y'all hook up, and afterwards you like,
oh, see, but that's because you hooked up. That's because you hooked up too fast.
That's true.
Yeah.
So what do you guys think? Okay, so with another angle with this one, what do you guys think? What kind of like damages when you hook up in the beginning a little too early?
I mean, excuse the way you view the person. After you have
You think so?
I think so sometimes. Just because if you have not established something huge, I mean, if you have not established enough communication and connection with this person beforehand, once they have sex with you, it tends to make you feel as though that this is something more than it not being. You know what I mean?
Right.
Just because you've created that bond with that person physically.
Mm.
You tend to feel more for them than you would had you not.
Okay, that makes a lot of sense.
You're able to see the situation or who you're dating a little bit more clearly. But once you have sex with them, your feelings are into it now. You know what I mean?
Clouded.
Say you don't have a great connection, but you have some bomb ass sex. That bomb ass sex is gonna make you want to go back to this person constantly, even
Right. Right.
you know what I mean? And then so when that bomb ass sex is not bomb ass sex anymore, you don't have any foundation to be able to sustain that relationship.
Right.
If that makes any sense. So when it's not bomb ass sex anymore, like at least that connection will have you waiting until it becomes
right. It becomes more like you get a little more anxious to see what it's going to be like,
but if you don't
which then turns into like an enjoy. Oh, go ahead. What'd you say?
I'm saying if you don't have that foundation to want to hang on to that person, then it makes you want to get rid of them so much quicker. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you're done. Because, first of all, we don't even like each other. Okay? Now I'm laughing at me, right? Oh, you need to go. I wasted 3 months for you to do that? No way.
Yo, that's so true. That's why I'm laughing so hard. But I mean, so like when he said in the beginning, him and his girlfriend, they had sex all the time. And then it kind of like went to them not having sex. Why does that, what happens with that transition? That's probably the whole, we started out with the relationship being a lustful connection. And now that the lustful part is kind of out of the way, we done did it so much. It's like, okay, now what else is to this person? Because
now
like you said,
try and build something.
Right, because like you said, when you're constantly having sex and it's good, that's all you're seeing in that person is the fact that you guys connect sexually.
I feel like I saw a drawing way back when that relationships are like a house. You know what I mean? And if you don't have the foundation to sit that house on, then you're building above on a rocky start. You know what I mean?
Right.
And so once you get up there and realize that you're not comfortable, like everything is off kilter, you know what I mean? Now you have to go back and try and like get up
build the
to feel this foundation. And it's so much more difficult to do that than if you had not started with that in the first place.
That makes sense though, and that's what causes all the ruckus, because now you got to go through all this other bullshit to get back down to the foundation. Try to build a foundation that probably is or is not going to be there.
It's natural. You're going to do that a couple of times. You're going to do that often in your earlier days and things of that nature, but eventually you're going to want to shift into making something real for yourself.
Right.
And in order to do that, you have to create that connection.
You know, another perspective. Sorry. Go ahead. Sorry, yeah. Another perspective is like I had a friend, not Mike, but someone else. I had a friend who was going after this chick real hard. Wait, no. He was going after this chick real hard for like 2 months. And within the 2 months, no sex, getting to know each other, really build a good foundation bond. Then when they decided to take the next step, they had sex. The sex was trash. Like no good. It was enough to not continue the relationship after that. So you can have a good foundation too, but a lot of emphasis is put on the sex as well in that terms. You know, like, man, if the sex is not going to be good, no, we're so compatible, but I need that as well. You know what I'm saying?
And how does that work? Right. How does that work though? Like, go ahead, Ken.
Like that particular situation, do you feel as though it could not have been fixed if not communicated? You know what I mean? Like sometimes
can you fix that sex?
Situation, they just automatically want to have like this amazing sex, but they don't want to express what
they like
what they like, you know, right? They just automatically think that
the person's gonna know their body, right?
Yeah.
When they're doing exactly what they did to the last person. The last person
Right.
completely different feels, you know what I mean? Or sometimes people do it what makes them comfortable.
Right.
Not worrying so much about what
Oh,
pleases
dang,
the other.
Christina.
Hey,
Right. She said she's been married over 20 years. Sex is great, but we spent up to a year apart at times. Ah, that's what I was gonna say. What do they say? Absence makes the heart grow fonder.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe sometimes to keep that fire, you gotta have that space or time apart. Or she said you can learn to be better at sex, but you have to talk.
You have to talk. You have to communicate with
And you have to talk, and you have to be willing. Like some people, you can tell them, like, listen, you're not pleasing me. And they'll be like, what you mean?
But
that'll hit them. That'll hit them. You got to be a little
that can be offensive to somebody. Like that.
So how do you, so I guess,
I remember, well, real quick, I remember I was dating a girl and we were good. The chemistry without the sex was great. But once we got into it, there was nothing there. And it was hard for me to mentally get there. Like for my brain and my guy to connect was not happening. I had to drink all the time, in order to get there.
Well, then that's
and she was doing something wrong. She was doing something wrong. But it's a hard thing to say to somebody.
What she was doing wrong, Orlando?
Maybe I was doing.
We don't know who she is.
But hey, I'm saying, hey,
Jasmine,
something is happening. I said something is happening. What's up? Like it's hard to have that conversation. It is. It's a difficult thing.
Then,
it is though. I ain't gonna lie. It is hard to tell somebody, listen.
This ain't working.
Smelling right.
Was it smell? It won't smell it right.
It was smelling all right. It was good.
Oh, okay.
It felt like you know what it felt like? It felt like it felt like a chore actually, like not like.
Oh, see, no.
She was working too hard for it, like.
And then when you finally get, that's what it was. That's what it was when you finally get it. It's like I had to work. Right, I had to work too hard for this.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay, well, what makes it?
I also think.
Go ahead, Ken.
You should not. Okay, so I believe a little bit in serial dating, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where before you actually get into a relationship, you should spread those efforts to connecting with someone, right? So like dating multiple people, so you have some people to compare it to, rather. You know what I mean? Because what could happen is that person gives you a compliment. One person that you're putting all of this effort and attention into could give you a compliment, and you get all drunk off of this compliment and are not able to weigh the pros and cons of being able to say, well, I like this person more over here, or I like that person more over there, because then you're able to create a bond, you know what I mean, with someone out of the pack, to be able to say, okay, maybe I want to go a little bit further with this person and create this exclusivity, and then possibly step into the field of like you know what I mean, the get down with the get down. 9 times out of 10, if you cast your net wider in terms of dating, 9 times out of 10 you'll find someone whose chemistry will make you feel like bam, you know what I mean? And then I mean, I think it's smooth sailing from there to a certain degree.
I have one more question. Do you guys think that chemistry can be created, or is it just it just happens with people, like a person? Like, do you think you can create chemistry, or you just meet some people and it's just automatic, like boom? Or is it typically you have to kind of create chemistry?
Orlando?
Well, from my perspective, from my experience, it can be created.
Okay.
It can, from my experience. I mean, it doesn't necessarily have to start out like that. Like it
Right.
can be like you get to know somebody. Maybe you have no attraction to them in the beginning, but as you get to know them, suddenly you start to realize, oh wait, there's something going on here. So personally, yeah, I
Right.
think it can be created later.
Okay. What about you, Ken?
That's precisely what I was gonna say. It can happen both ways organically. Sometimes people are friends first, and then
Right.
you start to develop, like you still out there dating somebody else, thinking that they're the match for you. You know what I
Right.
mean? And then this
Right.
friend comes along, and then you see that you're so much more of a match than the person that you're dating. This is just a scenario, right?
Right.
That means that chemistry was created. You know what I mean? It's starting to blossom into something so much more than you first saw it. So,
Right.
yeah, I mean, it can be for sure. Sometimes in
I
those
agree.
particular instances, you always feel like there could be something in the beginning, but you push it out of your mind, and then you just go
Right.
get friends, and then it starts to blossom into more. Like, you really cool. You know what I mean? Like, you
Right.
never know where
Right.
it could come from. So,
That's
I
true. I agree. I agree with
I,
you guys. I think it could be both too. I
I
agree.
have to have one more thing. I feel like we shouldn't be so fixed on the ideal person we have in mind, because somebody you think, oh, that's not my type. Because I
Yes.
know it's happened to me. Like I'm only gonna date like big booty, big breasted women. That's it,
Oh,
right?
you like the
But no, but let's say,
booty?
but let's say, right?
Yeah.
Then you meet someone that is not that at all, but something happens. Your scope can widen. You know what I'm saying?
That's
If you meet the
true.
right
That
For
is
person.
real.
true.
People shouldn't be so fixed on like I only need this. I'm only take
That
this
is
type of
true.
whatever. I think that's
That
just
is
not.
Sometimes
true.
those moments are like, damn,
That
you
is
really
very
cool.
true.
You know what I mean? Like, sometimes you don't expect to have those moments early on, but then when it happens, you should look into that. That's
Yeah,
chemistry.
I agree with that. That is chemistry. I agree with that because
It doesn't happen like that often.
exactly, to me that is chemistry.
That's what it
When it
is.
doesn't, when it kind of, yeah, when it's like out of that, when it's kind of like that gradual, or it's out of the ordinary, or it starts to build up, that to me is kind of like a chemistry. It's
Yeah,
chemistry.
people out there putting rings on what they never had chemistry.
Right,
You know what I mean?
right.
Like, people are out there actually
And
dating,
I like,
trying to make something happen because you're going off the body and not the chemistry.
Yeah.
I like that. I like what you guys said. And I like what you said too, Orlando, about us not having this ideal, because the person that
Yes.
you might have an ideal imagery of, this perfect, and of course, a person's gonna have like this perfect ideal,
Yeah.
imagery of somebody that they want to be with, when it could maybe be somebody that you might think is not compatible, but really is compatible for
Yeah.
you.
Yeah. Can't overlook
So
those.
yeah, I agree with that 100%. Okay, guys, yeah, that was okay,
She do gotta
brief,
have a
but
booty though, that's for sure.
he like the booty.
Uh,
Okay, so
you
Orlando,
said
what
no
kind of
flatty
girls you like?
patties. No flatty patties over here.
what, what kind of girls you like, Orlando?
He
I'll
told
take
you.
I'll take
He
whatever.
told you. There's no other criteria here.
Big booty hoe.
Yo.
Hey, that's what's up,
Shit.
though.
Yes.
That's what's up. But yeah, okay, so I agree with everything that you guys have said, and you see Tina in the chat for being active on that conversation.
Yes. Thank you for that.
Yeah, just basically, when you want to continue to have a healthy sexual relationship, maybe don't dive right in it doing sex all the time in the beginning, because it will get boring. Especially if you're not a person that's
Right.
real creative in the bedroom and you just do things the same old way
And then
every
you keep doing it
time.
over and over again, and you like, all these no good niggas out here. No, stop fucking all these no good niggas. Figure out they no good niggas before you fuck them.
Right. Right, then you
Like,
won't even
you
have to
and
put
no
your
good nigga, you and no,
you
you. Also,
you put
I
yourself
hate y'all out here. No.
put yourself through trauma.
Right.
How do you know they're
That
no
is,
good though?
huh?
How do you know they no good?
You gotta take your
Gotta try to
time
suss that out.
before you.
It'll make you apparent if you've dealt with him before. He gonna keep on showing up the same way,
Yeah,
time again.
and
He
that
just gonna look a little different, and it's the
a
same
little
for
different.
ladies too. It's the
Yeah,
same.
exactly. Exactly. It's like almost like you end up drawing in this
Yeah.
type of person. So you got to be able to peep game. So you got to change some things about yourself that you was doing before with all them previous no goods.
Oh yeah.
So that way you can see your way out the no goods. That's what
Yep.
I had to learn. That's my
Giselle
own
ain't no
personal
problem.
experience.
All he sees is booty first,
You see
and then
that ass and titty.
he going from one big booty to the next big booty.
Oh yeah, she a keeper. She a keeper right there. I know she. An ass like that. Come on, now. She a good woman. I know. Back in the
That's
day, me and Mike would
hilarious.
talk like that. Back in the day, before Mike got his woman, and he'd be like, "Oh, she's a
Yeah.
good woman. I can tell she's a good woman." I'm like, "So you serious right now?"
That's
Hell
hilarious.
no. Not by the ass. All right, well, that was great, you guys.
No.
Good enough. Just, stay communicative. If you are in a relationship and you're maybe going through a rough patch with sex, talk it out, express what you like. If you're, with your partner, these things shouldn't be hard to communicate, but maybe go about it in a non-offensive way, not like what I did earlier. I was like, listen, you suck.
Right. Let's talk about this. I know you just woke up, but
Yeah, that is hard. So, good job with that, guys. Okay, so then remember, sex doesn't create love; it expresses love.
agreed.
So we're gonna keep that in our brains from now on. All right, so moving on. Our second part of our relationship topic, part 2. Tom Brady and his wife, supermodel Giselle, she filed divorce against Tom Brady not wanting to retire from football when he had actually retired. And then he said, I don't know what he said, but he decided to get back in it. And then basically he dedicated 20 years into the league. He's achieved great milestones, won the Super Bowl. He's been playing for a long time. So the rhetoric that I hear is that she's divorcing him because he's not retiring. He went back into it.
Right.
And she feels as though he's achieved everything pretty much that you can achieve with being in the NFL, with being in the National Football League. And
Sort of.
well, yeah, sort of. Well, and maybe to him, he feels like he hasn't, and that's why I feel like he retired initially because I bet you she was putting pressure on him. And then he retired. He retired, and then I bet he was like fucking miserable.
Yep.
And then he's like, fuck this. I love playing football. It's like my baby. It was before you, Giselle. This is my life. And I'm like, this is me. I feel like this is my purpose. And I love you too, but it's a part of me. So my question to you guys and everybody in the chat, is it selfish to ultimately choose your career or whatever you feel is your purpose or your destiny over your relationship or marriage? Is it a sense of pride over purpose? Or is it pride or purpose? Because with him, he's choosing to doing something that I'm saying he obviously loves. So, do you guys think what do y'all think about that? Do y'all think that's a little selfish? Or I did talk to somebody about this, and it was a male, and actually is King Shaddy, one of our people that are typically in the chat. I don't think he's in here tonight. But he said that he felt as though it's actually kind of selfish of Tom Brady, because when you become married, there are certain sacrifices that you're supposed to make for your family, and you're supposed to put your family first above everything. And if you've been married to your wife for a certain period of time, Ken left, he'll be back. I think he had a drop. That you are supposed to make those certain sacrifices. And then he does have kids who are like kind of preteen stage, I think like 9, 12, and 14. He's got 3 kids. So that probably, him playing for the NFL probably does take away from time with the family and the children and all that. So my question to you guys is, yeah, you dropped, Ken, just come back in. Is it selfish to ultimately choose your career over your relationship or marriage?
Oh, I'll go, because
Yeah.
I don't know where he went.
I know he dropped. Come on back, Ken.
Come on back, Ken. Well, it depends. Like, I know, like, well, Tom Brady, he's accomplished a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think,
Right.
like, how much more do you need to accomplish?
I saw that on a podcast. These guys were saying that they're like, he's already done everything.
Yeah.
Oh,
At the same time, though, let's say I'm coming up and I got like, man, this is my purpose, and my significant other is telling me, no, you got to focus on our relationship. Like, that's really difficult to say that you're selfish. Like, you need to go, you need to go after what you want, and
right.
not have someone tell you like you can't. I feel like a perfect partner would say, yes, go get yours, and I'll support you. I feel like that's somebody who will say that.
Exactly.
I'm talking about in the beginning of maybe like, I'm trying to get what I want to get. Tom Brady already got what he got.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
So
like,
why do you think he wanted it? So that's what I'm saying. Like, okay, so for like men, they generally feel kind of like, well, this is what I've heard, that men typically will feel low or less of themselves, get into maybe some type of depression if they feel like they're not walking in their purpose. So like maybe he feels that he's been called, or it's his purpose or his destiny to play football.
Yeah.
And then that might just be hard for him to kind of like choose.
Well, I know this. You're to step away from the game, professional athlete, to step away from that is tough. Even if he wasn't married, that alone is tough. Oh, shoot, I'm not going to be doing the thing that I love to do because I'm going to retire.
That's like telling a musician to stop doing what they do. Yeah. Somebody who's like a musician and they love music.
Mm-hmm. To be in front, like to be,
fame.
The fame and the lights and, the pressure. Like, a lot of dudes love that. Like, men love competition. Like, they love that. And you're not going to be doing that anymore. That can take away, like, for me, like, that's a very masculine thing. Like, man, I want to compete. I want to show that I can still do
right.
You take away that from me, I can get in a depression maybe, or I can just feel like, man, like, what else do I got left?
What do? Right.
Yeah, I can be a family man and be a husband to my wife, but that level of competition is no longer going to be there. That's a tough thing to try to adjust to.
Yeah, and I see Kenyatta in the chat. He's still chatting with us until I guess his battery comes back on or what have you. But he says it's his passion by this time. Well, yeah, by this time in his career, he's like in his 40s, right?
45.
Stop.
Yeah, he's a 45-year-old man.
Oh, shit. And he's still playing.
Unless he's telling him, oh, you're going to get your ass hurt. You 45, you're not 20 no more. Like, you better get off the field.
Right. Well, no wonder why this nigga feel like he invincible.
This dude can do no wrong on the field.
That's wild. He probably feel like a Greek god on the field. Goddamn. This nigga's 45 and he's still playing football. Like, well.
Well, that's the thing. He ain't having it. And you know what? He's saying, I got a lot going on. He always says that. And like, no shit you do. Your wife don't want you to play.
He be saying he got a lot going on.
Like, yeah, for sure. You got a lot going on.
Yo, that's crazy. So, okay, hold on. So Kenyatta said it's his passion. He breathes it, he eats it. And then Tina said, what about hers? Is she still modeling?
No, she retired from modeling long time ago.
Well, see, in modeling.
Yeah, modeling, like, you only have a certain light, like,
Yeah,
it's only
you
like a
can't.
short window.
Yeah, so she was destined. She might as well. I mean, don't she got like a boutique or a clothing line and some makeup or something?
She's all right.
She got money. She good. And Kenyatta said, but it's hindering his ability to be a husband. Ah, okay. So that's where the selfishness part comes in.
Yeah, I mean, like, she didn't have to give anything up for him to be a football player. Like, no, she didn't. Like, she already been through with modeling. I don't know. Like, she didn't have to give anything up. There's no compromise here. Maybe the compromise is that he has to go travel because he's a football player.
And he's
Maybe
gone.
She wants him home more. Maybe she wants him home more.
Right. That's That's what I've been hearing from other conversations, other podcasts. That she wants him to be home more, and the kids kind of are like in that too. They're playing sports and doing things. Dad's missing out because he's got to go to practice or training or whatever he has to do. So Kenyatta said a lot of men don't play that long. He's trying to do it until he can't anymore. He's been playing since he was probably a toddler. That's what I was saying. I was like, he's probably been playing since he was a young kid. And you got to think about that. That's like probably telling Chris Brown, hey, listen, the only way you're going to be with me is if you stop dancing, nigga. Like, that probably would kill him. These hoes ain't loyal. Yo, that's crazy. And then, wait, hold on. He's been playing. And then she said the record is bad. She wants to go back. She stopped to raise the kids, which is typically what we do. As the woman, once you have those kids, you become a mother. That's a sacrifice. I get told that all the time. Like when I want to chase my, like, okay, there was an event that I was invited to that I was not able to participate, and I was asked to interview people at an event, and I was not able to go because I didn't have anyone to watch my children. So I wish I could have. Orlando, their asses would have been right up in there.
Yeah, take it with you.
I think that more like event things that have some type of setup, like somebody that can watch kids, like a little child care, a little something. Because I mean, the single mom pandemic is real out here. So I mean, sometimes it's hard, but I can kind of understand Tom Brady's point of view. Yeah. But I feel like once you become a husband or you get married or have kids, there's just certain sacrifices that I feel you should make, because it's not like you're sacrificing for yourself, you're sacrificing for your family.
Yeah.
And it's not like he hasn't played football for however many years. You know what I mean?
No, every guy I speak to says, oh yeah, this is a selfish thing, because he's already got everything you could want as a football player. There's no need for him to play.
That's what I've been hearing too. I've only heard a couple of guys say that's his passion, and they had the same rhetoric as you. They said a good wife would support her husband and things of that nature. Okay, Ken's coming back. She would support her husband, if he feels like he's not done. A couple of guys were like, if he feels he's not done, then he's just not done. And hey, Kim, hey, baby.
Hey, welcome back.
Yeah, welcome back. So, Ken, we're gonna get your perspective, but I kind of agree. It's weird because I kind of agree with both. I do feel like as a wife, if your husband decides that there's something that he's really passionate about and it feeds him, it makes him happy, it gives him joy, it gives him a sense of purpose. Sometimes I do feel like as a wife, standing by your man, there are some sacrifices even as a wife that you're going to have to make if you want to keep your man mentally, physically, or whatever happy. Because like what if he stops playing football and he just totally disconnects from the family? And I don't mean like leave them, but just like is there but ain't there. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like, I mean, what do you do?
The problem is probably in the last bit of his career, right? There's been a couple of years that he was winning back to back to back, and he promised her, right?
Ooh.
Now, he made this promise to her, and it's been like maybe after the next 5 seasons.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So she's stuck in there, and she hung in there.
Right.
He finally did it. And then after he realized that he couldn't do it no more, you know.
Right.
He went back on his word.
Right.
So she had been waiting on that. You know what I mean? Like she had been telling the kids that.
Oh.
You know what I mean? So it's like
Then she probably was though. The kids he was probably telling the kids that shit. He probably was just saying whatever to please the family. And then he probably, when he did do it, he probably just felt like, what the fuck am I supposed to do now?
Yeah.
And that can make a person
back into modeling then.
She can't. Who gonna watch the kids?
Oh man, they got that.
I don't know how old they are. Let me check and see how old they are.
I believe 9, 12, and 14.
9, 12, and 14. Yeah.
The 14-year-old.
I'll take care of them kids. Like, go play football.
Right.
They gonna have a 14-year-old raising his siblings.
Stop saying what you want. They old enough to take care of themselves. What you want? What you want me to do?
They like, but Dad, we want you to come see our games. Put me on Skype. Shit.
She said, I want you to be here, and I want you to be a father, and a father only. And I want you to stay in this house. I don't want you to go nowhere. I don't want you to right here because you promised us.
Right. That's exactly what you think he's
still signing up for.
You think he's still be getting groupies?
Oh, I bet. At least Tom Brady.
I mean,
he's like
you never know because
he's like an actor or an actor who became a football player. He's like physically
really.
Yeah.
Oh, he's a physical. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see what this man look like because I might be getting confused.
That's why, wait a minute. He's so popular because he wins and he's good looking.
Oh, okay. I see.
Supposedly he's good looking. I don't know.
Oh, I see. He's got the whole all-American white guy kind of look going on. Yeah. Damn, but he's 40. That's I got to say 45 still playing football. That's pretty, I mean,
and winning at it. Not just playing, winning.
This nigga got lungs.
She said, I can see both sides, like how you were saying.
Right.
She said, you know, you got to stop winning all these championships and stop now. I want you to stop while
you got to start losing now.
Lose on purpose.
He was like, I'm on my 6th ring, baby. He was going hard. I'm on my 6th ring.
That's like he got an addiction. That's like gambling.
Yeah, he was like,
Yeah,
nah,
he's a competitor.
stop in the row.
But you
He
know
got
what?
to win. He got
That
to
makes
win.
sense. It's like if you real good at something, you probably feeling yourself too. Like, what, baby? What you mean?
Thank you, Christina. He ain't good looking.
That's what they say. I don't know. That's what they say. Even
Hey,
Mike is like, man, he a good
Ray!
looking boy.
Hey, Ryan.
What's poppin'? Yo, but okay, so I just want to kind of say some more on this because okay, hold on.
Okay.
I didn't know this man was 45.
Yeah, he's
Still
he's about to
winning.
be 45, I think.
Now it kind of makes me.
We should have someone who, I mean, is he winning, Orlando? Because Ryan said
I was telling Christina, he's having a bad season, and he's saying, oh man, I'm going through a lot of stuff right now.
You know
what? Homie's going through.
Right, that's why he's having a bad season.
Yeah. He sounds like a gambling addict.
Yeah,
I'm sure.
Oh hell yeah, she probably got an attitude. She ain't throwing no ass. None of that.
I'm like, damn, Tom Brady, you all right? Like, man, I'm having going through it. He says, he says it's like going. He says from his he says it's like going to war. That's what he's saying right now. I'm like, damn.
Oh shit, he's clearly talking about his marriage.
Yeah, we all know what he's talking about. We all know.
He won fantasy football. Look, CT said he won fantasy football. God damn, he won that.
Right. Damn.
This nigga's not from
out here winning.
Tom Brady is not from planet Earth. He an alien.
Oh, you out here losing. Pack it up, homeboy. Pack it up. Maybe you need to go to that huge ass man.
Tom.
Right.
You're tired, Tom.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Tell him. Maybe it's time to give it up.
You're a father now, Tom.
You laid down there. You had those babies. Take care of them, Tom.
He'll be like, but I got nannies to take care of them.
Time to take care of your responsibilities now, Tom.
But I got like 5 nannies. I can get 6. I can get 6.
He's like this. He's like, just one more game, please. Just one more game.
Oh, man.
Damn. On behalf of the people of football, please retire.
I think watch Giselle be in the comments. Be like, yes,
right.
His wife be in the comments. Be like, yes, retire, please.
Yeah. She's like, everybody, I need for you guys to post this on your platform.
She didn't say NFL or anything. She said, everybody, people of football people everywhere.
Please.
We are asking you to please.
We're asking you to advocate with them, like one of them sad animal commercials.
Your wife and your kids, they need you, Tom.
Oh my God.
Go back home, Tom.
Yes, Rice said Tom need to stay home with his family and ice his knee.
Ooh.
That man almost 50. God damn. That's wild. Oh my God. Well,
you ain't supposed to play just because you can.
Right.
I done changed my tune. Nah. You're trash.
But overall, though, if you're in a relationship or marriage,
yeah, you're marrying
is there a time? Is there right? Is there like a
you're marrying their passion?
Right, but is there like a timestamp that you put on when you end your career to
Yes.
set. Okay.
If it's
What? Okay, so
hindering your ability to take care of your family, yes.
Yeah.
what if Ben Affleck is like, hey, J-Lo, I don't want you going on tour no more. I want you to stay home and take care of the kids.
What
J-Lo
if
ain't doing that.
I'm like,
what if you can't get no more paid gigs, but you still want to be an actor? But now you got a family and
Mm.
kids.
What's good? What's good? I'm a
Hey,
little
what's
crazy
up,
right now.
Elmi?
Hey,
that's good, yo.
You all right? You all right?
Look,
We
I
real
just
on
want to
the
say this real
show. We
quick.
real. We real.
Tom Brady is arguably not arguably,
Sure.
he's the best quarterback in NFL history. He's 45 years old. Yes, he's
He's
the
the GOAT,
best. He's
yeah.
the best quarterback. Period.
Really?
Like you can't.
there's a huge
I can't
ass
even
butt.
consider him a quarterback anymore. I consider him an athlete. Like he's up there with the Michael Jordans and the, you know what I mean? He's up there.
Oh, he's
But when he's almost 50
okay.
years old, he's 5
Okay.
years from 50. So basically, you've been playing football half of your life. Okay, half of your life.
Right.
What else do you have to prove, bro? And then he's already set up
Right.
after football.
Right.
He's already
Right.
got offers from like Fox from Fox Sports and CBS Sports to be a sports analyst.
Oh shit.
Where you could be
Right.
Oh,
family,
well.
where you could be a father, where you could be a husband.
Oh, y'all,
I'm
my
just
palm's
saying,
been
my
itching,
man has been
y'all.
playing football. I'm looking at the game right now. Okay, Tom faced something. He yelling at everybody. He throwing laptops. Like,
Yeah, he's mad. He upset.
He said, "I'm trying
He
to.
a
I've never seen
pawpaw.
Tom
He
like
a
that.
paw.
Feel.
Right.
Frankly,
Just
we're all concerned.
it's not look.
I
He
was
taking
Calling
family life
everybody
issues out on the
what the
team.
hell is going on? He throwing Microsoft
He's yelling.
laptops and shit. I'm like, man,
He's like, my name ain't
one,
Giselle.
bruh, you got the most rings,
right.
the most rings in NFL history as an individual. Like, you have nothing else to prove. We know you're a good quarterback. Now it's time to get an acting
He's the
job.
GOAT, yeah.
Get a 30. I think they gave him like a light 30 million contract.
Yeah.
They offered him, but 300 million. I'm sorry, light $300 million dollar contract. Like, go be a sports analyst, bro. Go home with your family. Spend some Christmas time with your kids, okay?
Right. So you
He
basically are saying,
I really
Bridell,
don't
that
like y'all all that much.
he
Yeah, I
said
mean,
I've been
he
gone
did it
for a
just to do
reason.
it.
I feel as
He
though
did
in
it
his
just to
mind, like
do it.
he's been playing football all his life. That's all he knows.
That's all he knows.
That's what I was just saying. That's what I was just saying. So it's like the I don't want to make it sound bad, but it's like the wife and the kids is like secondary. So really, what he probably really truly loves is playing football. Not to say he don't love his wife, but it's probably two
I
different
feel as though at the end of his
dynamics. You know what I
career,
mean?
I think it was like, okay, wifey, you're going to be third. It's a priority. My health and my wellness is my first priority. My mission from God is my second priority,
Right,
and you are my
right,
third. If you can support
right.
me on those first two
Yeah.
priorities, then you will feel as if you're the first priority. So she rode with him. She rode with
The
him all this
first.
time. And I'm pretty sure he kept promising her, all right,
Yeah,
all right,
yeah.
okay, I'm gonna stop. You know what I mean? And then
Yeah,
she's
he
like,
Did I
did.
say
this.
that?
I want to spend time
Yeah.
with my man because you always at practice all the damn time and throwing balls. And pretty soon she gonna be
Right,
throwing some balls her
right,
damn self. She want attention. She's a woman. Women love that shit. You know what I
right,
mean? Like
right.
when he gets
I
home
agree.
from football and whatever, he's tired, he's sore. He don't want to hang around no damn body. All those times that
And he probably don't even,
that's what I'm saying. You
he
see
probably
most of
not giving her
he's doing
none.
commercials. He's always on Instagram. He's always in the spotlight. He's doing this. He's doing that. You know what I'm saying? If you go on his page, you never see him with his wife. You barely see him with his wife and kids. Now, because
Well,
he know
now,
he,
now, yeah, for
you know
sure,
what I
now.
mean?
Yeah,
Yeah, so it's
they
like,
don't probably even talk to each other.
she rode with you for
I
this
hate
long.
Damn,
You know what
that's
I'm saying? She
fucked
retired
up.
from modeling. You know what I mean? while back. You feel me? It's
Right. But you know what? It makes me think that like when you are destined for something, and then you actually get to be in that calling. It's almost like, are you going to sacrifice love and family for something that you
right.
feel like you're destined to do?
Yes, you make those sacrifices once you get married.
He
Oh,
playing
there you
my
go.
boy.
Is that
He
him
is getting
playing?
his ass whooped. Okay. He is getting them
Oh,
kids lit up. You just saw it. Okay.
Which
Dude. He's what number is
what
he?
number is
Is he still
he?
12? I don't remember. It don't even matter because he old as shit.
What
He
is
got
he?
that guy was
he not
12,
even
yeah.
Yes, he
playing for
played
the.
for the
Didn't
Patriots
he
his
used to play
entire
for the
career.
Patriots?
His entire
Yeah.
career. Yeah,
Oh,
he
okay.
went
But
to
he
And they
left.
traded him?
yeah, he been went to
No, I think he
Buccaneers.
left.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay.
He's with the Bucks.
Oh.
And how ironic is it that the
Oh, she
team that he
said
goes to
12.
is your initials? Tampa Bay, TB, Tom Brady. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on now. I felt that
That's
move
plan. That was
was
planned.
okay. His first
That was
season, it was like,
planned.
okay, I'm in Florida. This is gonna be my last season. His last season, you know what I mean? They won a Super Bowl. He should have
But he won a
retired. He was
Super
already in
Bowl.
Florida with his family. He should have been chilling.
Right.
But
Right.
he won. He's like, oh, I can win another one probably.
Well, I'm
So
going to
he
ask you
said,
guys this too before we move to the next topic. What makes a man choose? Sometimes it seems like men will choose their destiny and their purpose over love and relationships and all of that in marriage. What makes a man decide to rather be in his purpose and maybe just have women acquaintances or women that are beneficial to his lifestyle or whatever, as opposed to fully committing to family and marriage? What makes a man like I was saying earlier? If you're, I just use Chris Brown as an example. He loves to sing and dance. Like if some female that he really wanted to be with was like, well, listen, the only way you can be with me is if you stop singing and dancing, which is something that he loves to do. What would make a man say, you know what? I rather do this because this makes me feel fulfilled and purposeful, even though I love you. But I'm going to choose to continue to do what makes me happy instead of
Well,
being
in
with
Chris
the
Brown's
person that
case,
makes me happy.
he's a singing ass. I don't want to use the skin complexion, but he's a light skinned singing ass, pretty boy, young rapscallion who knows himself to not be tied down to one woman. I said
You did
rapscallion,
not just say
a young
rapscallion.
whippersnapper. I mean, come on, it's Chris
Young
Brown. You know,
whippersnapper.
using him as an example is like he's a handsome guy. He can sing, he can dance, motherfucking do black. He can do
Right.
backflips on cue. So
Yeah,
which
that's right.
he's like,
This
he's a
nigga
Tom
can
Brady
still
of
do
singing and
backflips
dancing.
at 32.
And he
exactly?
gonna do them backflips until he can't no more.
What makes you think he's
That's
gonna
true.
stay tied down
He
to one
gonna,
woman? And he told you he can't. He said
He's
marry me,
not.
but I don't plan on
He
getting married
did.
yet. He said it in
He did.
was it Drink Champs?
a lot of
The
them are
drink
saying that
champ.
And I
nowadays.
think he also said in an interview with Big Boy, he was like, "Marriage cool, but I don't see myself getting tied down."
He said he's not ready. He
No, he
said he's
sold
still
his
trying to
seed.
figure out
He
what
sold
love
his
is,
role.
and he's
Let's be
not.
real.
Yeah, that's it.
He knows what's up.
That's
Yeah.
what they
Yeah.
all used to do back in the day, to be honest.
What? What?
All of the R&B singers, all of the travel artists. You know, you going on
Right,
tour
right.
here, blah blah. Johnny Cash, all these people, James Brown,
Johnny Cash.
everybody.
Yes.
Absolutely.
They used to get around. You know what I mean? And that don't stop simply
Hell
just
no.
because we in
The show must go
2022.
on. I
I mean,
need to slice it.
Right.
yeah.
Well, I'm
Right.
dancing on my feet. Just saying. I'm just
Now they
saying.
sliding in
We had no.
DMs.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear Nick Cannon having his 12th
Look.
baby?
Yep. He gonna go till 20.
That guy is single-handedly populating the earth.
Is that what he's doing?
Okay, how many baby mamas he got?
I'm just,
Fam.
I don't know.
Imagine you
12?
going raw and all
I thought it
them
was 12.
joints and all of them know. That's crazy.
You know, I'm getting scared for it.
It is crazy. That's what I'm thinking. I'm like, what'd you say, Ken?
I'm starting to get scared for America. He created
We
his
all
own
gonna be
militia.
Nick Cannon's kids.
I
We're all gonna be related to Nick Cannon's
Preschool, he
kids.
Right.
tried to make his own law enforcement, and he said we will not be abiding by this police department by no means. I'm making my own. They coming out of all the vaginas everywhere, and I'm growing, I'm raising them, and you ain't coming for this over here.
Yo, I just think that is interesting what you said right now. Like, all these chicks know he's impregnating other. It's
I
just
know they
that
pH
whole
balance is
thing is
crazy
just
right now.
crazy to me. Oh my God! And who is saying I'll be the
I know
12th baby
I know they got enough
mama?
money and I understand about being fruitful, but god dang, bro. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Damn
Imagine all of
right.
them put his ass on child support one day if he fuck
And
up. You know what I'm saying? Like
right. Ooh.
And how confident do you must be when
yes.
didn't his talk show just get canceled?
Yeah.
So you like, well, let's replace that with 12. I got time.
Got
Crazy.
time.
Let me just get that off of my schedule.
Yeah, that one is crazy right there. I saw that earlier. I just wanted to pop that in there. But yeah, hey, you guys dive right in there with that topic about Tom Brady.
No
And I
problem, no
appreciate you
problem.
hopping on with us, Ryan. We getting into the next topic, which y'all
Oh
know,
Lord.
Kanye or Ye.
Or Yeezy.
Or Yeezy, Ye, Jesus.
Jackass.
I was playing some Kanye this morning, yo. I missed the old Kanye.
Hell yeah, yeah. I play Kanye. I play him too. Yeah.
Y'all didn't see. I put that one song on our promo
And I
video.
didn't
Him and Drake.
retag it. I did not. I wasn't sharing that bullshit. I
I
scrolled through
said that
enough.
too. I said Kenyatta gonna be like, what the fuck she put this nigga on here
Man,
for our
it
promo
attracts
video?
attention.
Because I was sitting there and I was editing it and I said, who the fuck? What the fuck is playing? Back discard? Get that shit out of here.
Repost it with no audio.
Brother
I
Ken
wouldn't
said
even
he
go
ain't
try
with
and
it, yo.
figure it out.
No,
Hell
he is
no.
not with it. So this is the topic. Words can be problematic or strategic. Kanye or Ye has the internet news and social media trending off of the comments he has made about the Jews and corporations. Since these bold statements, Kanye has lost his billionaire title and has been dropped from major deals such as Adidas, the Forbes list. It goes on and on. But people are saying he's a genius with his ways of maneuvering business and exposing control behind Jewish-owned businesses. What are you guys' perspectives, y'all's comments, y'all's thoughts, y'all's theories on this? Because my palm has been itching. I'm trying to figure out where the money is going to come. My palm has been itching like crazy. But anyways, I want to know what you guys, y'all's thoughts on everything that's just been going on with Kanye lately. Bye right now. I don't know if you're going to come back, but if you do, we'll bring you back on. Thanks for popping in, boo-boo. But yeah, so back to that. You guys in the chat too, go ahead and dive right in on this topic. So we just talked about this last week. All them comments that First of all, I just don't know why I don't know why he said anything about the George Floyd thing. But now I've been hearing people say that George Floyd did have fentanyl in his system and that there's a possibility that it could have played a part. But still, I felt like that was irrelevant for him to bring up if he wasn't going to elaborate more on this whole thing. Now, the statements that he made about the Jewish communities and getting into the spiritual revenue of how, like, black people being the real Hebrews, blah, 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 blah. But going back to what he actually said about, like, going DEF CON on the Jews, I guess he was angry. Do you guys really think he's a genius at what he's doing?
No, not at all. He is being fed a lot of this information from, as we've been seeing time and time again with Candace Owens. And he has this, to me, he has this sense of now all of this shit is starting to happen and he's getting all these interviews going from here and there. He's just expressing specifically what they've been talking about. I think.
Right.
I think when you see in comparison the type of interviews that she holds, and she's expressing everything that she said to him, you can tell in juxtaposition to how he handles his interviews and how he's responding that she is so much more knowledgeable and more informative on the particular same topic that he's regurgitating. To me, it seems like when he is doing his interviews, it feels like telephone. You know when like somebody is telling you all this information, and then when you have to go back and say it, you sort of
somebody fuck it up. Right.
You're sort of paraphrasing to a certain degree. I think he has taken on these particular ideals or whatever she, you know, they have been speaking about specifically. And it's starting to backfire.
Right, I agree. I agree.
I think he's realizing that his mouth can get him in trouble. Initially, back in the past, he was praised for speaking out. You know what I mean? Or it became a sense of infamy, like all of these pop culture moments that we can go all the way back to Kanye not being able to keep his mouth shut. Now, you're going a little bit too far in terms of politics, and you're starting to go against a whole community of people. Like, you say that Jewish run Hollywood, but you work in Hollywood.
Right.
You know what I mean? If they're running things, what do you think that that's going to do for your career?
Right, exactly. And you know that. And the reason why he never got a lot of slander before was because he was always just speaking on the black community.
Yeah. And we specifically ain't pulling no strings.
No, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like to a certain degree. To a certain degree.
Right. A very small degree. So I mean, I get it.
Unless you're working for the people who has the money, you know what I mean? Like in terms of if we're talking about the Jewish control Hollywood, we're speaking hypothetically, right?
Right.
That means that there are other people who are from the black community are working under them or working for them, and so things starts to trickle down.
Right.
It starts to affect everybody money. You know what I mean? That means that people are going to start to boycott all of these different communities just because you are affiliated with them and you are tagging your name onto them, and so they don't want no smoke.
Right. It's like bad business. It's like you have the one guy that starts getting out of control and slipping up, and it's like, hold on, dog, you about to fuck it up for everybody that got to feed their family.
We not trying to make no statements. You know what I mean?
Right.
Because you say the stuff that you say, and then we're affiliated with you, then now we also have to say, we have to put it on our social media platform and say, you know, like we do not agree with and blah. We ain't trying to do all that. Just drop the problem. Cut the tumor.
Right.
As a business standpoint, you out there saying whatever you want to say, and we can't be affiliated with that.
That's what I was saying last week on the show when I said, I know it got a little bit intense, but I was saying sometimes some opinions and some things that you want to say just because you're free. Everybody has freedom of speech. If
Right.
I want to start a platform and talk real crazy about what I believe in and how I can do that, I can
Yes.
do it, but you don't know who might watch, who might maybe antagonize me in comments, who might harass me on social, whatever. So
Yes.
when you have a freedom of speech, you just have to be mindful that yeah, you can say whatever you want to say, but just be prepared for what's going to come back from whatever you freely speaking about.
And understand that you can do that, but you better have your own everything. You
Right.
can't be working with other companies and
And
expect
talking.
those companies to hang in there because you're not abiding by their mottos, their morals, their standards, everything. They don't
Right.
abide by any of that. They don't preach hate, and so they're not trying to start now. So if you're gonna do that, create your own everything. Right?
Right,
So
right.
this
I agree with
you got to
that.
start from your own business because you can't be expecting to get from other businesses and try. Just not too long ago, years ago, Kanye was begging for people to take
Right.
him on
He sure
as
was.
he was trying to get his clothes and his
And
shoes
he
and
was
everything
mad
else
about it
up.
too.
And then Adidas
Uh-huh.
said, "Okay, you know what? We like where you coming from. You know what I mean? We
Right.
feel like people will buy it. Now
Right.
you opening your mouth, we think that people ain't gonna buy
Simple as that,
it.
man.
Simple as that. You know what I mean? Like in terms
We
of
gotta let you
sports,
go. We just gotta let you go.
as a brand ambassador or a spokesperson, when you are working for a particular company and you're working under them, like they do it for sports athletes. You know what I mean? Like if you out there acting up, we pulling those endorsements.
Right,
You don't own
right,
nothing here.
right.
You
You're
know what
right.
I
That's
mean?
even with celebrities. If they do something crazy
Yeah.
and they're endorsed by something and the people they're not supporting that or you're not gonna hurt their business, they snatching all of that.
Investors have the means to be able to pull out when they want to, because just because they put money in doesn't mean that you should take advantage of that. And he's taking advantage of it and just saying whatever he's saying because he feels as though everybody is backing him up in terms of that. But you letting these people who don't really care about you, they care about your brand and they care about
Brandon,
who you're able to
what they
sell
can
to,
profit off of. Right,
you
right,
letting them run your shit. And
right.
oh,
Yo, so what do you agree with that too, Orlando?
Yeah, I mean, from a business standpoint, yeah, I mean, it makes sense. These corporations, they're about the bottom line. What's the bottom line? You know, making that money. You know what I'm saying? Like, so
Right,
you're not trying to
right,
have anybody affect their bottom line. Like, I get
right.
that aspect of it, but you know, take away the business perspective.
oh,
I'm not agreeing with him for sure, but you
oh no.
know, are we? No, I'm asking, like, right? He's saying some pretty like controversial stuff, right?
Yeah,
But
yeah.
I'm going to be honest. For the longest time, I've always had a sentiment of that. You know, not to say Jewish-run Hollywood, but there's always been heavily Jewish-owned MGM.
Corp-
You know,
Yes,
that's Jewish, right? Right? Correct.
yes,
Universal.
yes.
So there's a truth in,
There is
even though he is saying it in a very kind of like callous and kind of like
way
aggressive way.
defaming. Yes,
Yeah, you know, the way he's saying it, like, but there is, if
some
he had
truth
said
to
it in
what
a
he's
way
saying.
that wasn't so
Right,
aggressive,
right.
would we be as like, you know, hey man, the Jews do run like really a majority of Hollywood, not, and then we're not trying to say, or I'm not trying to say that as it being like, you know, degrading or defamatory, but it is, there's some truth to that.
There is. I agree with you.
It's
There
So
is some truth to it.
there's
why are
some
they
truth to it. I
upset?
agree to
Why
it.
are they upset? Why is it so upsetting that he's saying that? Is it his tone? Is he saying that
It,
that's wrong? Or like why is it like so? what's the hate? You know, like why do we call it hate speech? I guess if
Right,
there's some
right.
truth to it. What? Why? You know?
Because it's initially it's his tone, right?
Okay,
Mhm.
so
So
delivery.
because
Mhm.
the tone and the delivery can dictate how his fans
His message
will
is perceived.
use that to be able to
Mhm.
act towards that particular people that he's speaking out against. So,
Mhm.
like not too long ago, I made a post and I sent it to Christina on the 405
Oh yeah.
on
This was yeah.
overpass. They put some signs out there and said Kanye is right about the Jews and did Hitler salutes,
Yes. The
Nazi
whole
salutes.
list. Yes.
So people will take, when you have the platform that you are and the
Behind
person
it.
that you are and how important you are to people, people will take those words to be able to spin them and exact hurt on others. It can
Yep.
be very destructive. Like how we were talking about it last week, not too long ago, and see Tina mentioned January 6th. January
Mhm.
6th and the allegations and the speech that Trump was putting out there started everything
Mhm.
to them storming the Capitol and being incredibly destructive. Your
Mhm.
words have power to be able
Power.
to um, really affect people's minds who are not all there.
Especially the people that are weak, like a little bit, like we were saying, a little more weak-minded, don't maybe necessarily think on their own. They get fueled by other people. They get easily influenced by words and things like, okay, so if, I don't know if you guys can see it, but
Yeah. We're not
that's,
talking about the same people who have the ability to be able to discern the difference between I'm going to follow that and I'm not going to follow that. We understand that
right.
there are a lot of disturbed people in this
People.
world. So
Oh my
you
gosh.
have to be truly careful about the statements that you're making, especially when it is in regards to a whole community of people.
Right.
You are making them a target
Mm-hmm.
with how you speak about them.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm.
all right. So, what if he came out and said, "This is what I believe," in a non-aggressive tone? And delivery is all calm and patient. You know, I believe that Jews do run Hollywood. I do believe that.
What are you doing with
Will people still like those neo-Nazis? Would they
Mm-hmm.
have still come out? Like, is that something that we believe? Like, they'll still be there?
yes because no. I think
I'm just saying, when can I say
how
something that
he
I have
says
an
it.
opinion on and not it be?
Offensive to a community of people or something like that.
Yeah,
It
like
depends
let's
on
say I
the
do believe.
intention. It depends on the intention. What are you using this
Mm.
information for? And what are you doing to exact change in this particular situation? He's saying this, but what is he doing specifically to be able to circumvent that? If you have a problem with it, then you should be the first to say what's the solution, not just point fingers because you're in this woe is me type of situation because they didn't do something specifically for you. You know what I mean?
Right,
Don't
right,
necessarily
right.
make what is personal to you everyone else's personal problem.
Personal, that's when it becomes problematic.
That's when it becomes problematic. If you're doing this for
Mm-hmm.
own personal gain, like initially when he started this, he tweeted and he said, DEF CON to
Mm-hmm.
everyone Jewish.
Do you know,
Whether
because
they
you
had
know,
something
Kanye get emotional.
to do with entertainment or not. That was the
Right,
message that was put forth. He didn't say
right,
anything about in this industry or anything. It was just that
right.
statement specifically. And then he started to elaborate when interviewers were like, well, what did you mean
What
by
do you
that?
mean? Right, right.
Now,
That was just to get the
people
people.
ain't seeing that interview. They heard what you said and let's go.
Right, they about it. Exactly. That's why you got to be careful how you deliver certain. And I feel like sometimes he does things off of his emotions. He reacts first off of his emotions. It gets people's attention. Then he decides he wants to go ahead and elaborate on why he said what he said and like have this whole explanation. But it's like, bro, if you just came out with your initial thought and maybe will understand maybe why you feel and believe the things that you believe without all the extra. That's the thing with Kanye that I don't like. All that extra stuff that he be doing, like when he go on Instagram and he be saying stupid stuff, like when that whole Pete Davidson and Kim Kardashian thing was going on, and he like, what did he do? He did like the thing with the knife or something, just all this crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, huh?
I mean, that was this year. That was a couple of months
Right.
ago.
So it's like, you would think by now he would kind of know better. Like you should know now how to get your point across, or if you're trying to enlighten us about something, or you're trying to wake us up about something, then go ahead and initially dive in with that. Don't do all this sneak dissing and all this other weirdo shit and this emotional ass shit. And then when people come to you and say, well,
because cameras are in your face, all because you wore this shirt.
Right.
All because you wore this shirt. Now these cameras are in your face, and now everybody wants to. Yeah, I think that's a manipulation of the system. So he wore this shirt. So all of these interviews came after it, right?
Right.
So now everybody and their mama want to talk to Kanye about the shirt. But now in order to talk to Kanye about the shirt, he wants to talk about everything.
Right. So y'all just open the door to some bullshit, really.
I mean, because they already subscribed to what he's saying.
Right.
So like
now it's like they want more.
Right. Until now he said too much, and now they don't want any of it.
No more. They're like, hold on, nigga, stop talking. You're talking too much. Wait a minute. I think we gave him too much of a platform.
We not about to jump onto the ship and everybody jumping off. Who does that?
And my thing is too, like, are we really surprised? This dude's always saying something crazy out of his mouth.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been that way for the longest.
He's been this way. That's why I don't get this whole rhetoric of, oh, he's a genius. I'm like, what?
No.
I'm like,
he knows how to make music too.
That's the only thing I feel he's genius at, is the beat making. He's really great at making beats, but I'm going to be real with you. There are a lot of motherfuckers that are amazingly great at making beats.
Yes. We ain't calling them geniuses.
Right. So my whole thing is I think genius is a little bit of a strong word. And there
were respect on genius, okay?
Right.
Use it a lot.
Let's go back and not redefine, but just define it.
Put some respect on Albert.
Sandwich yesterday. It was a genius sandwich.
See, Tina said he does, but he gets more attention this way. He isn't stupid, but he isn't a genius. I agree, girl. He's not stupid. He's definitely very logical and knows what he's doing. But I would not say he's a genius. And another reason why I wouldn't say that is because black people that are like on certain platforms, like I would say maybe not top tier like the Jews, but I know Sway from Sway's platform. I don't know the name of his radio show. Mm-hmm. He told Kanye West years ago, I don't know if you guys ever saw that clip that was floating around when Kanye was like, you don't have all the answers, Sway.
Yeah.
You don't have all the answers.
How, Sway? How am I supposed to do this, Sway?
How'd he say it? How'd he say it?
How, Sway? He was like, I'm trying to answer you.
He took over that interview.
He took over.
He was mad.
It was big man.
He was big man.
That was fresh in Chicago.
But you know what's funny? He came back and said Sway might have had the answer. And y'all calling this man a genius?
You know?
He gonna come back in a couple of years and be broke and be like, "Oh, eat entertainment tonight." Like I should have closed my mouth when I had him.
No, he's gonna be on Big Brother.
With the White Lives Matter shirt on.
The real life.
Oh yeah, I used to
With
be
with the holes in it. The White Lives Matter shirt with the holes in it.
He gonna try and I bet you he'll be on the Masked Singer next. He'll be on the Masked Singer so he can get all these votes, and then take that mask off and he'll be like, "It's Kanye West."
He gonna be like, "Yay."
It's yay.
It's yay.
It's yay, fam. Yay.
Right.
Then you gonna take that mask off. Then you gonna take that mask off and start going on a rant. See, this is why I'm not respected.
The Jews run the Masked Singer.
It's the Jews.
Those Jews.
If they don't figure it out, it's him beforehand.
I'm weak. Look, King Shaddy in the building. King Shaddy in the building. He said, "Nah, he never gonna be broke." Yeah, cause he fucked Kim Kardashian.
It's not that he never gonna be broke. It's more so about the opportunities that he's gonna be able to get.
Cause he built those relationships with some of them. Some of them,
they're pulling out on these relationships, and so what do you move forward with when these people are desperate to have someone famous on their show? You know?
Right.
So like then you're getting like these random opportunities, as opposed to being able to get the ones that with people who want to work with you.
But do you believe like Balenciaga, Adidas, they're like, oh, morally we can't continue to have a relationship. It's not morally they're talking about money, right?
They're talking about money.
Somebody like intelligent people will see that and be like, man, you guys are bullshit. You know, if Kanye was selling these Yeezys like crazy, you'd still be with them. I mean, are they really doing this because he's ethically, morally wrong? They feel that, or he's hurting their bottom line.
It's the bottom line.
From a business standpoint, they don't care about their feelings. They care about the consumer's feelings.
There you go. There you go.
They don't
That's
care.
marketing. That's marketing.
It's marketing. Like I said, whatever your brand is, once you hitch your wagon onto someone else's brand, if their statement becomes your statement.
Right.
So you're going to have a lot of people who are going to step into Kanye's camp, and then you might see what the public does about that for them as well. If you what sucks is if you don't necessarily believe in the message that you're spitting, but you are just regurgitating what someone else, like I said before, like I feel like Candace Owens is getting into his ear and affecting his bag on a whole nother level. You know what I mean? And she don't necessarily care because once he don't have the money, she gonna drop him too.
Yep, that's what I'm saying. It's like they could be using him too. That's why for him to be moving the way he's moving, to me, is not very genius. I feel like you shouldn't be listening to everything that somebody tells you. And even if they are telling you certain things, gather your own, ideas on what you want to do. And if you decide, if some people were saying that he did this because he had been trying to get out of his contract with Adidas and they weren't trying to let him out of his contract. So he started speaking real boldly so that he could be released out of his contracts. So he could go and start his own.
That's a likely story.
Why are you looking at me?
I was trying to quit first.
Where you get that story from?
The people that have been saying he's a genius, people are like, you guys don't realize he's a genius. This is why he's doing this, because they wouldn't let him out of his contract. And now he can go do his own thing.
Okay.
No.
Okay. Well,
all right, but hold on.
And 8 others.
But do you does that make you want to stop listening to Kanye? Like as far as
Right.
music?
I mean, his music is trash now.
It
Yeah,
never.
he hasn't done good music in a while.
No, he
But I still
hasn't. I
listen to
mean,
the
that,
old
I ain't gonna
stuff.
lie. That last Pusha T album, the last one that Pusha T just dropped, he did some production on there. Now, Kanye can make some fire ass beats.
Yeah,
That's
I
what his
haven't
ass
heard
should stay doing.
greatness. I haven't heard greatness since Watch the Throne.
Oh yeah, Watch the Throne was. Oh, that's a classic.
I haven't
But
heard
there's,
since then. You know what I mean? Because then he
yeah,
went into like Bound and like all that other like
it,
bullshit, I guess you could say, and wasn't really checking for it too much anymore, just because it didn't make you feel alive. It made it feel like
yeah,
he was starting to make all his music, and his music was starting to be turned by his relationship with Kardashian,
with
and
Kim,
everything,
yeah,
like everything you knew, he started to involve her. You know what I mean? Which was fine.
right.
Because when you in love, you in love. But once your love starts to truly affect your artistry into a point where
It
it's
gets
not
trash.
necessarily it's trash, you know what I mean? You gotta gain some distance before you can gain some closure. But that was his truth in the moment, I guess you could say. But
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and just to jump in the chat, all hail King Shaddy. Shaddy, you said this before too. Big Sean, when Big Sean was a big hot rapper. Every time he got in a relationship, his music would just go down the hill. And then when he would get out of the relationship, that shit would be lit. So I guess it's just King Shaddy said, I think time will pass and step by step, Kanye will build his brand back up and possibly sell like crazy. Nowadays, people have short-term memory and forgive easily.
That's tough.
Oh no.
He would have to come out with some real fire stuff.
Fire.
Like you can't even deny it.
I'm talking about some,
where
right.
you
I was
was
about to say some shit.
where
Some
you was
shit that's like we ain't never ever. This is like some off the wall, out of this planet type shit.
right.
Like,
And then you gotta name it I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hey, I'm sorry.
Real talk.
Fire.
I don't think people gonna forget because
I was
Kanye just has
stupid.
right.
I was
He has
dumb for the shit I said.
he's got too much of a history of doing this. It's becoming what people are gonna mostly remember him about. A lot of people are starting to forget about the music anyway.
Because I feel like when you don't have confidence in what you were called, like specifically to do, like never did I feel as though Kanye was called and put on this earth to go into politics.
Right.
I feel like somewhere down the line, he was talking to certain people and they was like, you should go into politics. And he was like, you know what, maybe I will.
Because they be
just like that too.
Said it
they
just
be
like
juicing
that.
his head up. They juice his head
They
up.
juiced it, man, all the way up to what his mama made him feel like he could do anything.
You know what? My mama said, my mama said,
if you put your mind to it, you can achieve it.
like water boy.
Yo.
No, but yo, that's the thing. That's what it is. Kanye's mama is still that in him. So you know what I think too? Some people probably do that shit to him on purpose for entertainment purposes. Like, yeah, nigga, watch this nigga gonna go lit. Yeah, you can.
You think that's not what Fox News did? Let's bring on the famous nigga who turned his back on all the niggas and see what he has to say.
So how do you feel about the Jews?
Don't get me started.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Right. And the
What
black
about
people
the
too, huh?
What about the fentanyl with
Right.
George
Right.
Floyd?
But you know what? Like, you know, like, I'm not trying to say. I saw that documentary that Candace Owens put out with,
Yeah, yeah.
about,
I never seen it. I never
but
saw it.
not. You could see how someone sees it in that way when she explains it, because the autopsy, it doesn't really say a lot except for one thing, unfortunately, right? It doesn't. It is. And someone could turn that and be like, oh, okay, now I can see why you see it that way, even though it's not that way. I can see why you see it
Right.
that way if you look at it in that perspective. I think that's why Kanye. I think Kanye looks at it like that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Oh.
it's not a declarative statement on the autopsy. It wasn't only until after the coroner was like, well, this is what happened. But the initial autopsy says something, and it doesn't really make like a definitive, like, oh, this is how it's
Oh.
happened. And someone could see that and be like, you see, you see, you see.
Oh.
It's about, like, I think the information, we interpret it really differently what's happening right now. It's like some people see
But
it this
did the
way,
autopsy
some people see it
report?
that.
But
The
did the
autopsy
autopsy
says,
report have anything to do with it after? Like, is that the standing autopsy report after the trial happened and after he was convicted of
well,
all those
so
things?
the autopsy report after he passed, done by the Minnesota County, right? The county. It says mostly it says all these drugs were in the system. That's what it says for the most part. All these drugs. It doesn't say anything about any type of bruise on the back or the neck. It doesn't even say he had any physical bruises. So you could imagine how someone could see that and be like, you see, ain't no bruise on the back. But what they do mention is fentanyl, like, that would kill a normal, regular sized man. You know, whatever other shit. You know, you can see how he could.
What if it was? What if he did have fentanyl in his system, but the fentanyl is probably still not what killed him?
Correct. Yeah.
Or maybe it was a combination of both.
It's
So that's
hard
where
to
you
make
decide.
It's hard to differentiate that. It's hard to have that when you have something that is so defining. If he didn't have his knee on his neck, then we could have said that.
Right.
Yeah,
But
correct.
he chose to put his knee on his neck, so
that's
how he died.
That's
how
I mean,
that's
like,
how
he
you
didn't
that.
die when he had fentanyl in his system.
Right.
I mean, he was already having it in his system. He was doing fine.
Right.
You put your knee on his neck.
Right.
I mean, the toxicology report is one thing, you know.
And it's funny because even Kanye,
that was the cause. If you are exacerbating the cause, and if you're forcing it long, or if you're making it worse, like, he probably was already having trouble breathing. But then you add in something onto it. At
you
least
adding pressure. Right.
So that's where you get people are saying, well, you know, all that drugs would kill them had he not even had the knee on the back. That's what people are going to talk to that. You know,
that's like that alternative.
Yeah.
Trying to make it seem like, oh, it's this man's fault for dying.
Right.
It seemed like
but why
it wasn't someone who killed him. It was, had he not taken that fentanyl, he would still be alive.
Be alive.
That's how so you look at it like that.
That is kind of messed up. And then why? I wonder why. How did she even put that together? What documentary is this?
Is that? I forget. It's called.
I'll look it up. I'll Google it.
I saw it. Yeah.
I'll do Candace Owens documentary on whatever. But even Kanye, when he said it on Drink Champs, he was like, his knee wasn't on his neck like that. What's like that?
Saw the documentary. That's why.
I'm like, what is not on his knee like that? What does that mean? It was partially on his neck, a half of a kneecap was on. What do you mean not like that? If somebody's knee is on their neck, like Ken just said, if he was already struggling to breathe, or I'm having a slight asthma attack, and then you decide to just place your knee on my neck or on my chest cavity, nigga, I'm gonna probably suffocate.
Yeah, it was being squished.
Yeah, so I'm just trying to figure out. I don't know, Candace Owens, she's something about her that just.
I hate that we keep on like reposting her and sharing her and retweeting her just because she says something that's a little bit on like the lines of things that we agree with, just because overall I'm not trying to give this woman no type of play because she's not trying to give us no play. You know what I mean? Like it's you have to understand what is in her and what is she trying to, like, what has happened to her to feel as though that
I feel like she
goes
hates her
so
own
hard
people.
against, huh?
Mm-hmm. I feel like she don't like her own people.
But let me ask you this:
that too.
have you anything she's ever said? Have you never agreed with anything, like anything, no matter how small? Like, has there not been something you'd be like, okay, I'll give you
There
that,
have been
Candace.
some things
I'll
that
give
she
you
has
that.
said that I have agreed with for sure. Right on this show, there was a time when she posted something, but some of these things are like blatantly obvious. It's
Obvious, right? Yes, yes,
where it's like
yes.
my
You
nephew could see,
cannot disagree, right?
my nephew could see that was some wrong shit. You know what I mean?
Right. Then it should be obvious to the normal viewer that, like,
Just
obviously it's
because
logical.
just because she says things that are logical doesn't mean that she thinks logically. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Exactly.
I mean, she might,
And
sometimes you land on it. Sometimes you hit it
right.
bingo. You know what I mean? I just said something
That's it.
everybody agrees with.
That's it. Like, she actually talked about, I don't know if anybody's in the chat, if you guys remember when we talked about the young lady that did that Planned Parenthood, I got murder on my mind, and she was talking
Yeah.
about how she used the Glorilla beat, talking about how she's not having nobody having babies and all this other stuff, aborting
Right.
babies. Candace Owens actually pulled that video and she talked about it. And she was just talking about how this is basically advocating I don't know the term where you're wiping out males in the community. I forget what it's called. Oh my gosh.
She loves to bring light to situations of us looking stupid.
Looking bad. Yeah, that's what I was gonna
Of
say.
us
Yeah.
looking bad. You know what I mean? Just to be like, this y'all people, this what
Right.
you know what I mean? Like, this what you
Right.
get on board with? You know, like,
Right. Right.
it's not to say that she doesn't do that for other things that she doesn't necessarily agree with. I just don't like with the fervor and the intent and like it's your passion. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Yes.
like
I
you
agree with
have
that.
to get this out, or you have to,
Right.
you know what I mean? Like it's hurting you if you don't expose
Right.
this truth that
Right.
everybody can see is not cool. You know what I
Right.
mean?
We
Like,
already know this, Candace.
look at all of it. Look at this right here. Like, we know.
Right. Okay, bitch.
We didn't like
Stop
Twitter.
making us.
That's your people right there.
Right.
Like, what you mean?
What you mean, yo people? That's then when she wants to go into, oh, you black liberals, right?
Right. She is a trip.
Because she can't say all black people, she'll go into the ones that she don't like.
Right.
Who would agree
She's
with
a
that?
trip. She is a trip. Yeah, Candace Owens is something else. I've never really been fond of her at all. But like you said, anytime she does mention something that's just, it's basically obvious. It's like, okay, bitch, we already knew that. Like, well, you didn't woo us. Like, what's next?
I'd rather find somebody else making this point.
I feel like you just trying to get invited to the barbecue because you've been kicked out.
Like somebody said this and you jumping on the bandwagon. I feel like you ain't the first person that I heard say this.
And we still don't like you.
It's the same thing with Kanye. same thing with Kanye, him talking about the Jewish people. This is not the first time that we've heard people talk
Yeah,
about.
this is like an old thing. Yeah.
It really isn't.
I mean,
It really
been a joke.
isn't.
It's been an ongoing joke for the '90s. So what bomb are you dropping here?
And where is
Why
he
now?
a genius? And where is he a genius? Please stop saying he's a genius, y'all.
And
Just
why now? Why now? Why specifically this moment out of nowhere? Because somebody said no to you?
right.
Beforehand, you used to talk about how the fashion community is against the black people.
Yo,
They don't
oh
want me
man.
to do this because I'm Kanye. I'm gonna come out with my own, like I'm gonna come out with my own shoes. I'm gonna get my, all of that. And now that you actually did that, they take
with help.
Yeah.
With help.
He always has a problem with the people who tell him no.
Because he's like a spoiled brat.
Kim K said no, and he sent her a whole truck full of roses.
I feel that's just dang, man. Kanye,
and you keep on putting this microphone in front of this spoiled brat's face. He gonna say spoiled brat things, not know the severity of what he's saying. He to me is the same age as his mama started instilling all of this stuff in him.
Yeah, I feel a grown baby, basically. Like he feels like I can do whatever if my mama says I can be Batman, then I'm Batman. If I can be Superman, then I'm Superman. If I can be whatever, I'm whatever.
I'm gonna say what's on my mind.
Right. And he just has
no. Mama would have been like, "Hey, boy,
you need to shut the hell up."
Yeah. I think when his mom passed away, it really left a hole.
Oh man, definitely.
He not thinking. He doesn't have that. Can't nobody tell me nothing.
Right.
Like, nothing.
Absolutely.
For real. He was talking and speaking facts, and that was all he knew at the moment. And he's still on that same stilo of can't nobody tell him nothing unless your name is Candace Owens.
Yo, I agree with that 100%. Dang, I mean, it's just I'm watching to see how this all gonna unfold and play out. That's all I gotta say. It'll be some more shit that pop up this weekend, next week. I'm sure it won't be the last time we talk about Kanye, but we are at the end of the show. It is now 11:38. It was we did have one more topic, but it was a sidebar topic. I'll actually include it in next week's topics to discuss. I'll just reiterate. It was is it factual that women lie about not needing a man even though they push the rhetoric of marriage and commitment? And what's the true purpose / meaning of why women want to be married? So y'all can simmer on that. We'll probably open the show up with that topic first next week since we didn't get into it. For everybody who was on the show tonight, thank you so much for tuning in. What you say, C. Tina, on behalf of all people with common sense, don't call him a genius. It hurts some people. For real, though, stop calling this man a genius, y'all. He is not a genius.
Because he said, houseway. And Candace Owens said, here's how.
And gave him a whole list of shit for him to follow. Right. When niggas, black people was already telling him, even Charlemagne off of the Breakfast Club was like, yo, you don't need to go to these other corporations. You have money. Start your own platform. You don't need to. And he would get mad and argue them down.
Yeah.
And then you probably could have said whatever you had to say and not worry about losing those relationships with those people.
Now all these people who are affiliated with you are pulling out because you didn't start your own shit.
Which is what Negroes was telling you to do first. But you ain't want to listen to your people. But you saw about your people. You ain't even want to listen to your people. Now you over here talking about I guess where had the answers. Yeah, he had the answers. So sometimes, you know what I'm saying? If you all about your culture, slow down a little bit.
Negroes ain't giving me
That's
no money.
that's what it was. That's what
Negroes
it
ain't giving
was.
me no money.
He didn't want to use his own money. He want to use the other folk money.
Yeah.
And see, that's not. Oh,
That's
Charmaine,
genius,
she got to
though.
do our riddle tonight.
Oh,
Charmaine's got a
Oh,
riddle. Charmaine's gonna do our riddle before we close out. So yes, we are ready. She said, "Y'all ready for Halloween per Orlando?" Yes, we
yeah.
ready, girl. We ready. We ready for the
We
riddle whenever you
should have
are.
wore costumes tonight.
I know. I just thought about that. I could have wore like a
Could have
little
had some
kitty ears or
costumes on.
something.
I'm a Pizza
Put a
Planet
little.
worker.
Yeah. Oh, you Pizza Planet.
I work at Pizza
Okay.
Planet.
She said, I have no feet to dance. I have no eyes to see. I have no life to live or die. But yet I do all three. What am I?
See.
No eyes to see.
No life to live or die.
I do all three.
It's
But
Halloween themed, so I bet you it's like a Halloween
I
theme.
dance.
I have no feet to dance. I have no eyes to see. I have no life to live.
I'll do all three. What
You
am
do
I?
all three. You have no feet, no eyes.
Life to live.
Oh, no. Good job, Tina. I think, Tina, dang, I wish I could give y'all something for the people that like get it right.
But is it that? Is it that? Because she
It's
said
gotta
go.
be
That
that.
sounds like
It's
right.
gotta be that. It's because I have not ghost. Oh, okay. Zombie. No, zombies have feet. It could be skeleton. It could be. I thought skeleton at first too. Is it?
They got no feet.
No, not skeleton.
Damn.
Oh, she got us good. Ooh, Charmaine. Hold on.
Feet to dance. No eyes to see.
But yeah, I'll do all three.
Werewolf.
Werewolf got feet.
Socks.
Who said socks?
King Shabby. Hold on, wait one more second, Charmaine.
King Shaddy, the real genius.
King Kanye, you mean?
King Shaddy.
I give up. I don't know.
Yeah,
Okay, hold on, wait. Wait.
Able to guess. It took me a good.
Wait, feet, but you can do no feet, no life to live. But you can do. He said, don't be like that, King Shady. We love you over here.
We all ain't give no good.
Wait. Okay, go ahead, Charmaine. Go ahead. Go ahead, Charmaine. The answer is.
She don't know herself. Fire.
Oh my God. Wait, that was hard.
I would have never guessed that. That's hard.
Wait, I have no feet. What was it? What was it again?
I thought it was Halloween themed.
I have no feet to dance. I have no eyes to see. I have no life to live or die, but yet I do all three. I guess a fire does dance.
It does live and die.
Oh, because you put it out. It don't got no eyes. That was a good one, Charmaine. You stumped us good. That was good, Charmaine. That was good, though. It was good because I would have never guessed that one. Thank you, Charmaine.
Halloween riddle.
It was supposed to be a Halloween. It was close to a Halloween riddle.
No.
He said I was close. How you close?
Some psychiatrist is somewhere like, King Shadi, let's do word association. Okay.
He said, I say fire. What do you
I say fire.
Socks.
Socks.
Oh, man, you was a genius for real.
Oh, they got the jokes tonight, Shaddy. I'm weak.
You really think outside the box, man.
You know, that was Kanye's therapist. He'd be like, "You right, Kanye. You know, you good. You know how to."
Put it on a shirt. Put it on a shirt. God damn it. But that concludes our show tonight, you guys. Thank you for tuning in. Y'all know how we coming every Thursday night, 9:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 6:30 p.m. Western Time. You can follow us on our individual platforms. You can follow me at Shante Moye, SHONTEMOYE. You can follow our boy, or no, you cannot follow Orlando, right?
No
following Orlando. You just got to see him on the show to check him out. You know what I'm saying? So high status. And then Kenyatta, you can follow him on his individual platform at Skipper in FEN official. And of course, follow the platform, the Mike is Hot Live podcast _show. Please go to YouTube. We have 35 subscribers now. We had like one more subscriber. We need y'all to run them numbers up to 50 and over so we can get on there. So subscribe to our YouTube channel, the Mike is Hot Live podcast show. And of course, Facebook is the same tag, the Mike is Hot Instagram Live podcast _show, the same as our Instagram. Until next week, you guys, you know we love y'all. We appreciate y'all being a part of the show and being a part of our platform. It's all love. Next week, hopefully, maybe we might see Michael on the show next week. I'm not sure. He might not be there, but you will see us and maybe some guests popping in with us. So you guys enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks again for tuning in. We love you. Y'all know the vibes. Until next week, it's always peace.
Peace. Thanks so much, Orlando.
Yeah, Orlando. We'll see you guys. See you next week.
See you guys.
Peace
Thank
out,
you.
y'all. Love. Much love.